It's kickoff time for the Cigar International's Let's Talk Stil'rs show. Sponsored by Cigars International. Stop by our Bridgeville store today. Parking Chair Vodka. Respect the chair. It's a Pittsburgh thing. Forest Lodge and Campground. Cooks Forest, PA. Your adventure starts here. Visit Canton, Ohio. Red Fox Winery and Lounge. Let's talk Stil'rs.
Hello, Stil'rs Nation. It's Tank and Mike from the Bridgeville Cigars International. It's time to Let's Talk Stil'rs. As painful as this is going to be, Mike, I really thought we were going to go out to San Diego based on the Stil'rs defense.
LA.
Oh, did I say San Diego? They should have never moved to LA. The Raiders are in Oakland. The Raiders are here. The Raiders are there. The Chargers are there. The Kansas City Chiefs are in Ottawa, Canada. I don't even want to talk about all that mess. What I want to talk about is offense. We're going to talk some Stil'rs defense. We're going to preview the Kitty Cats again. Hopefully Joe Flacco doesn't have another banner game. I want to start with this. Your Pittsburgh Stil'rs are in desperate need of another receiver, second receiver. Everybody agrees to that. I think Mr. Rooney needs to go to New Jersey, pay the bell on Antonio Brown, pay him league minimum, get Antonio Brown out of a cell. Obviously, I'm joking. Mike, why can't this team find a second wide receiver?
Well, you know, they got to be smart first. I mean, it doesn't matter what receivers you have out there. It's the number one stat, wins and losses in the NFL is turnover-takeover ratio. 3 turnovers, no takeaways. You're going to lose every single time. The second stat that goes to directly wins and losses is the third down conversions.
Oh, and they were 2 for 11.
18%. That league average is 39. Typically, we used to always say, 40-45% is where you want to be successful. League average is 39, 18. It's unacceptable.
How do you get, okay, because I know, a good attorney never asks a question unless he knows the answer. How do you get to 2 out of 11?
Well, it's winning first and second down. Everyone, you talk about the third down conversions. Is winning first and second down.
That's right.
If you're getting a penalty, you're getting a holding penalty, you're taking a sack, the chances of you actually scoring points on that drive go down a ton. And so you got to win first down. First down wins, 3.5, 4 yards. It's huge. You look what Gainwell, he was averaging 5 yards a carry or 4 yards a carry, 70 yards on 15 carries. He had a pretty solid, or not Gainwell, Jaylen Warren, pretty solid day. But then you look at, you were talking about the Chargers and their ability, not going to be able to run the football with a couple of their guys injured. The running backs are injured. They got the third guy, Vidal. You got the O-line banged up. But he goes out and runs 25 carries for 95 yards. So you saw the Chargers commit to the run a little bit more. 25 carries by the back. Herbert takes off and runs, 5-6 times. So they were able to control the football. They were able to get first downs, and they were able to get a couple turnovers and take advantage and keep the ball in the Stil'rs' hands.
All right, we're going to get back to 2 conversions out of 11, why I believe it is, and you've heard it from me before, but I got to go to something. Aaron Rodgers had a horrible game, and I got a theory about this. Hold on, wait right there. Hold this helmet. Hold the helmet. Louisville Slugger, I'll be right back to this. To start the game, Rodgers is on fire. He comes out. He hits Metcalf with a laser. He hits Mount Washington 22 yards across the middle with a laser. Then he cracks Fairmouth with a laser. Then he hits Gainwell in the flat, a laser.
You ever get hit in the chin?
Julius Peppers chased you around a football field once, didn't he? Jason Gilden chased you around Heinz Field. When you get whacked by an outside linebacker, does it hurt? Yeah. The point I'm getting to, beginning of second quarter, give me that helmet. Bud Dupree comes in and whacks your starting. Look at that helmet move like that. Take the helmet back. I truly believe Aaron Rodgers got concussed by Bud Dupree on that hit. When you look at it, because he was throwing lasers before the hit by Bud Dupree. After that, Aaron Rodgers isn't the quarterback we've been watching all year long. The next play, he overthrows Metcalf. He doesn't look like himself the rest of his game. We're used to his quick release so far. He doesn't look himself the rest of the game. I truly believe that the hit by Bud Dupree took Rodgers he was on planet Pluto, and he's tough. He's old school, right? He ain't going to go over to the sideline and do me a favor, run me through the protocol. I know you're old school football. How many times you get jacked up? I saw video.
Well, you want to play. You're gonna
whacked up and go to the sideline.
You're going to continue to fight and play the game.
That's right.
But they got to do a better job of protecting the quarterback. And we talked about it last week. That's kind of the weakness right now, is protecting the quarterback. You have an older guy. He's not as mobile as he used to be. He can still move around a little bit, but you need to step up and get that protection.
Here's the problem, and Mike's heard me say this 100 times. Right out of the gate, Broderick Jones gets the twist spun around. Whatever the guy is from the Chargers, I forget his name, is in Rodgers' face.
Khalil Mack?
No, it was the other guy, man. Watu, or whatever his name is there, man. Spun right around Broderick Jones. They ate Broderick Jones' lunch all day long. Pat Meyer has to know, the offensive line coach for your Pittsburgh Steelers, has to know that this is a failed experiment with Broderick Jones at tackle at this point. I truly believe he is a guard in the NFL. You're going to get Rodgers jacked up where when his head gets hit, he ain't going to come back in.
Well, who's going to step in and take over that role?
I don't know what you do at this point. You saw the San Diego Chargers last week, right? They've got all kind of problems with the offensive line, right? Their big paycheck guy gets hurt. Joe Alt gets hurt. They're moving guys around. They've played like 14, 15 different line combinations this year. Mm-hmm. You can't tell me that in the middle of the season you cannot evaluate Broderick Jones and go, we have a problem here. Let's do something about shoring up the blindside tackle. This is a litany of problems with your Pittsburgh Steelers offense right now. When we come back out of break, I'm going to get back to the 2-11 on what I say?
2-11.
The third down conversions.
18%.
I'm so depressed today, I can't even focus on what I want to talk about. When we come back, I'm going to break down exactly why I think your Steelers offense, besides poor offensive line play, is not performing to the level they should be.
Who is that man with the big cigar? He's known around from near and far. That actor man with the big cigar. He pops away every night and day with a twinkle in his eye. And all the while, behind that smile lurks many an untold lie. Don't wait hallway, you'll see his car. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere with the big cigar.
Parking chair vodka. Respect the chair. It's a Pittsburgh thing.
Lawrenceville Distilling.
Let's Talk Steelers.
Hey, welcome back to Let's Talk Steelers from Cigars International here in Bridgeville, Pennsylvania. Coming up on the year anniversary, Mike, November 22nd. Big first year anniversary party, cigars, beer, football. Where are you going to be? I'm going to be right here.
When is it?
November 22nd.
What day is that?
I don't know, but I'll be here.
I don't know until that week.
All right,
so we'll see.
I'm with
Hopefully,
you're going deep in the playoffs.
We'll see. Let's go.
Mike's the offensive coordinator up here at North Catholic High School. We wish him the best of luck. Young Joey Felitsky lighting the WPIL up. All right, back to your offensive woes. Mike, you played the game on the highest level for the Lions and the Eagles. Here is the deal. Your quarterback, your team's on your 6-yard line, okay? You've already run up against a buzzsaw in the Chargers, and you know they're coming head hunting, all right? You're on your 6-yard line. Mm-hmm. The goal, it's right back there. What's your first play? What are you running?
I'm going up top. I like to play action, and I like to go up top. I like to take the shot. I like to soften up the defense. They're expecting you to get a little room. Typically, when you're backed up, the first thing you want to do is, first of all, you want a hard count because you're only going to lose half the distance to the goal. So you're going to lose 2.5, 3 yards where you can gain 5. That's the first thing. Second thing is go ahead and take that shot. But then the third thing is give your punter some room. So most teams know that you want to give that punter some room. So they run it, and then all of a sudden you're punting, you're getting that room. I say go ahead and take the shot. If you get the man-to-man coverage and they're playing tight on the outside, go ahead and give them one. A couple years ago, you saw the Patriots go empty, and all of a sudden Tom Brady hits Wes Welker, down the field for 99 yards. The defense is being aggressive typically, and so if they're going to play soft, zone, then maybe run it, maybe get a short pass, but they're expecting you to buy some extra room, so they're expecting the run.
Well, your offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith, decides on the second possession on the 6-yard line that he's not bringing into one of the studs of the NFL, Jaylen Warren, and he's not going to Gainwell. He's going to the rookie out of Iowa on his 6-yard line, and he runs a toss to the right.
You want to be careful going
to
wide.
Khalil Mack's side. Guess what happens? The Chargers, like the Sharks out there in Los Angeles, San Diego Bay, slam him. He loses 2 yards.
And then when you're backed up, and then Rodgers.
Then guess what happens? Mr. Rodgers, you know what? That was a great play by Khalil Mack.
Yeah,
he stepped up like he's supposed to.
Yeah, well, his lineman's got to be a little bit more aware where he's at as well. He's the lineman, his own lineman is the one that knocked the ball out of his hand. So it's tough.
It was an athletic move by Mack.
Here's the thing. When you're the O-line never gets the credit. They probably get a little too much blame when they shouldn't, and they probably don't get enough credit when they should. However, if you miss a block, get out of the way, because if the player with the ball makes the guy miss, you're in the way and he can't go anywhere. So if you miss the block, go on to the next guy, and then that way you have a fighting chance. But a lot of times you'll see, especially even with run game, pass game, a guy misses a block, he turns around and chases, and now the quarterback or the running back is he makes that guy miss, but then you're right there and you can't move anywhere. So it's tough.
It was a great play by Khalil Mack. Chris did a good job, the best he could, trying to catch him. The point I'm going to, Arthur Smith, again, is just another in the long line of Mike Tomlin bad offensive coordinator hires. Randy Fichtner, Matt Canada, now Arthur Smith. You do not toss the ball out to the right when you're on your 6-yard line. You don't do it. I'm going to move on from that, though. Another reason Arthur Smith is not a good offensive coordinator. I told you we'd come back to the third down conversions, 2 out of 11. Okay, this team also in time of possession right now, 22 minutes against the Chargers, 37 minutes. This team this year, Arthur Smith's offense is one of the most historically low possession time offenses the Steelers have had like in 20 years. Your offensive coordinator is giving you a team that can't turn it over on third down, can't convert on third down, giving you low time of possessions, and running knucklehead plays like tosses when you're on your 6-yard line. Mike, this offense needs to change dramatically, both on the offensive line and the use of its players, but more so the play calling by Arthur Smith.
But again,
is how I'm seeing
you don't know what's going on. Maybe they're struggling up the middle. Maybe they feel that that's their strength, is getting out on the edge. You don't know necessarily. However,
I do know because I can see Jaylen Warren when Jaylen Warren has the ball, and that's the last thing here. Okay, Jaylen Warren barely played in the game against the Chargers. He's your most productive
but was
offensive.
he banged up? Is he full health? You don't know that. I mean, a lot of times you might be protecting a guy a little bit.
I hate when you make excuses.
Hey, listen, I'm not making excuses. I'm saying a lot of times when you're not in the meeting rooms, you don't know what's going on. You don't know the ins and outs of the personnel, what you're struggling, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are. So I'm sure there's a reason. Maybe you should go ask. But the thing is,
how about this? Arthur Smith doesn't know what he has in Jaylen Warren.
You got to be better on
like last year, he didn't know what he had in Jaylen Warren and didn't use him correctly. Jaylen Warren should be on the field the whole time for the offense. Give him a break when he breaks one for 15, 20 yards. I think it's Arthur Smith not using him again correctly, just like he didn't use Darnell Washington last year correctly. Arthur Smith in his third year, like the light bulb went off and was like, Darnell Washington might be a weapon. Who didn't know that with him coming out of Georgia?
You've got three big tight ends. They've got to get the run game going if they want to get the play action pass game going. You got Freiermuth, you've got Washington, you've got Jonnu Smith, you've got Metcalf, but they've got to be more productive on the first down runs if they're going to run the ball. Maybe throw it on first down and run it on second, but they've got to be more productive. They've got to find ways to get the guys open, and maybe you'll see a change, but. You do have these different weapons, and you got to find the best way to use them.
There's no doubt about it. They do have the weapons. This team is not hurting for talent. Mike, plenty of teams have built an offense around a quarterback with average running backs and average wide receivers. Metcalf is not an average wide receiver. Jaylen Warren is not an average running back. And Pat Freiermuth is not an average tight end. This offense is underperforming, and it's Arthur Smith's offense. I don't know how you correct this at this point.
Well, it goes back to, being more productive on first down, and then whether it be in the passing game, having the trust of the quarterback. I saw an interview last week with Aaron Rodgers talking about having trust with Roman Wilson and Pat Freiermuth and how they've run this play, the big play he hit a couple of weeks ago to Freiermuth, how they've been running that since training camp, but it just wasn't right. The timing wasn't right. The release wasn't correct. He sees things one way, and that's the thing. That's the most important thing for coaches and quarterbacks is having the trust that your receiver is going to do the right thing at the right time. That doesn't necessarily mean go run and get open. Sometimes your job is to go pull a different guy in coverage, but you get a lot of young guys, even though you're supposed to pull coverage, you decide I'm going to change it and try to get open. So maybe there's a little bit of miscommunication going on. Maybe there's a lack of trust going on in certain things. Maybe he's playing it closer to the vest. And maybe Coach Tomlin's coming over saying, hey, guys, let's be a little bit more conservative.
Tomlin can't even run the defense. I don't want him running the offense.
But you got to answer to the head coach. As an offense coordinator, you have to answer the head coach when he speaks up.
Well, he didn't speak much after the press conference, that's for sure. All right, when we come back, the Cincinnati Kitty Cats are coming to Heinz Acrisure. I'll have another drink stadium. We're going to preview the Kitty Cats in the next segment.
Who is that man with the big cigar? He's known around from near and far. That actor man with the big cigar. He puffs away every night and day with a twinkle in his eye. And all the while, behind that smile lurks many an untold lie. Down Whitehall Way, you'll see his car. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere with the big cigar.
Rocking Chair Vodka. Respect the chair. It's a Pittsburgh thing.
Lawrenceville Distilling.
Let's talk Steelers.
Huddle up, Steelers Nation. It's Tank. I'm here at Cigars International. That's Mike McMahon, the former NFL quarterback. You got to stop by Cigars International here in Bridgeville. It's the afternoon. The guys are having a nice cigar. They're relaxing. One guy's over there crying in his beer about the Steelers-Chargers game.
Calling a timeout midday, right?
Calling a timeout midday. Hey, don't forget the Cigars International golf parties. Cigars International golf parties. Lots of fun, lots of cigars coming in 2026. June of next year, the Bridgeville Cigars International is going to have their golf party. Log on to cigarsinternationalgolfparties.com and you just might win a trip to St. Andrews, Scotland. You'd like something like that. You're a great golfer. How come you don't ever come to Scotland with me? We'll have fun. I wear a kilt. I drink a lot.
Yeah, you scare me.
I don't shave.
Let's move on to the football.
I smell. All right, on to the Kitty Cats of Cincinnati. All right, so what this boils down to is your Steelers defense against the Kitty Cats offense. All right, they manhandled the Colts, literally. That looked like a Super Bowl defense against a great offense in the Colts. A little bit of a fall off last week, but they were still getting pressure on Herbert. What failed him last week was the corners again. I can't say this enough with Joey Porter. He drops that interception. He's a C-plus cornerback with his grabbing and holding on to. He's never going to rise above the level. He should already be there. Darius Slay stepped up his game at corner this week.
He got knocked out.
There you go. So now what do? I leave Ramsey. I love him at safety. This is where he's going to stay. He's a snot knocker. He likes to hit. He's kind of one of those old school safeties. That middle of the field against the Chargers was wide open. One of the things Herbert and the Chargers did, Mike, they kept going to the post. It worked once, it worked twice, it worked 3 times. They attacked the Steelers in the middle of the field, and it worked for them, and the Steelers couldn't shut it down.
Well, they played a little bit more man-to-man than normal than they did the prior week, and essentially, you're asking the safety to help with someone. If they're playing man-free, that safety's going to go help. And if he vacates the middle of the field, they're going to find the matchup that they like. And Ladd McConkey's a great receiver. He's a top draft pick. And, he was able to expose, the secondary a little bit.
You mentioned the 2 great wide receivers for the Cincinnati Bengals. I think these 2 guys are going to have a field day against the Steelers secondary this week. I want to go back. You've heard me talk about it again. I hate to beat up Patrick Queen. He had 12 tackles last week. But, Mike, I'm telling you, I've never seen an inside linebacker stop as much as he does before point of contact. I've seen him stop in the hole. Who's the running back for the Chargers last week? Lydell. He had him perfectly lined up. Everybody was man on everything. It was Vidal against Patrick Queen in the A-gap. And guess what Mr. Queen did?
Yeah,
he whiffed the tackle.
But here's the thing. He knows he's not going to get that, downhill runner, Jonathan Taylor, I'm going to try to run you over, or Derrick Henry type stuff. Vidal's quick and shifty. He's very tiny. I mean, goodness gracious.
Yeah, well, Patrick Queen's kind of tiny, too, for an inside linebacker.
Yeah, but he's quick and shifty, and,
he hits everything.
You got to be
I'm
careful.
surprised he hasn't hit a referee this year. Like, he runs around like a madman and just runs into his own players, runs into goalposts. He's taken out 2 mascots, and he'll probably take out a referee this week.
We'll let it go. If he does hit the referee, then we'll see you got a point.
It's just one of the Achilles heels, as plurals, with this Pittsburgh Steelers
you talk about,
defense.
You look at Joey Porter. He's a big corner. He's a big physical corner. That's his game. He wants to be physical. He's a little bit of a long strider. He doesn't have the quick shiftiness that a lot of smaller corners do, but he can be physical at the line of scrimmage. But after that 5 yards, you're going to have to let go, and it's going to be tough. I mean, maybe they go with the old Belichick game plan. Let's double the number 1. Let's take the best corner, put him on the number 2. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right, then you go to the Steelers.
Or do you just go all zone and try to confuse them and say, hey, run the football? Because the Bengals struggled to run the ball.
Get me another hard knock in safety, and I'll go zone. All right, your Steelers offense against, the Kitty Cats defense. If this Steelers offense hands the ball off to Jaylen Warren, keeps him on the field, pounds it up the middle, Aaron Rodgers gets over that Bud Dupree hit to his head, I think your Steelers offense also goes back to basics, like the defense did against the Colts. They go back to basics this week. Aaron hands it off. You hit the tight ends.
Attack the middle linebacker.
Attack the middle line. There you go. And your Steelers eke out a victory against the Kitty Cats. All right, I'm Tank. He's Mike from Cigars International here in Bridgeville.
Who is that man with the big cigar? He's known around from near and far. That actor man with the big cigar. He puffs away every night and day with a twinkle in his eye. And all the while, behind that smile lurks many an untold lie. Down Whitehall Way, you'll see his car. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere with the big cigar.
Parking chair vodka. Respect the chair. It's a Pittsburgh thing.
Lawrenceville Distilling.
that great football team. We cheer the Pittsburgh Steelers. Chuck Noll and all his friends are all on the beat. Go out and get